I ultimately decided to do a presentation on this product I've been thinking about for a while now. It's called Wetsuits. Another product I was thinking about was a meal that's not only nutrient dense but is easy to take on the go. But I think this other idea is more important to me. So I'm from Orange County. I love to surf. I love to be in the water year round, and I understand that obviously water is colder in the winter than it is in the summer, and it changes throughout the year. So this is how the surfing industries get you, right? Like they provide multiple wetsuits each throughout the year, and you're forced to buy them because you don't want to be too cold in the winter and you don't want to be too hot in the summer, right? So um, I wanted to kind of create a middle ground. So the wetsuits, Zoots with a Z, it hints to zippers, right? So I wanted to create a wetsuit that has zippers on the creases of your arms and legs. What this would do is that it would, when obviously when it's cold, it's in the winter, you want to leave that stuff on. You want to leave your arms and legs on. But as spring rolls around, it's kind of like a spring suit, right? So you want to either, you're feeling hot, you want to take off the arms, you can take off the arms, leave the legs, or vice versa. It goes either way. So this product would not only save you time, but it would also save you a lot of money, because typically um, wetsuits run from $300 to $500 range, and you need about two or three of those throughout the year. I want to make one product that satisfies all needs, and that is in the range that people can afford it, right? I think that's very important because I'm a college student. I know what it's like to not have a lot of money in the bank account, right? And I just think this would be a great product and would help a lot of people.
Hello everyone, my name is Max, and when deciding on which idea I wanted to focus on this semester for my idea journal, I ultimately chose rod tucks. This is because it's been a problem that's been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. I was born into a family that loves to fish in Pennsylvania and constantly traveling to New Jersey to take the boat out. Fishing has always been something I grew up around, so it's not just a hobby I picked up later on in life. Because of that, I've seen firsthand how expensive fishing gear can get, especially custom rods and reels. It's very normal to have over thousands of dollars worth of equipment when you're a big angler, sitting just completely unprotected while you're traveling or storing it. What stood out to me about rod tucks compared to my app idea, Get Sniped, or the stunt marketing idea for small businesses, is how clear and tangible the problem really is. Rod tucks focuses on creating a universal fit solution for all your 7'3" rods and shorter, spinning reels, and small conventionals. It covers a huge portion of your everyday angler, and the goal is to protect gear both during travel and storage without forcing people to deal with bulky and hard cases that are inconvenient and most of the time just overbuilt for everyday use. I chose to focus on rod tucks because there's a very clear user and a very clear pain point. It's a very niche market, and the product can be realistically tested and improved using the 24-step process. It felt like the strongest fit for disciplined entrepreneurship as well, not just something that I'm excited about, but something that I can actually validate step by step, and continue to improve as I go.
Hey, this is Joe. My idea was Smartbrella, and Smartbrella is it's basically a customizable umbrella that you can get in through a online retailer, and you can go in, customize your umbrella. I was inspired by websites like Shutterfly, where you can customize different letters, and that kind of just slowly evolved into this idea. It would come with different gadgets that you can use in maybe survival situations or even like everyday situations if you're using more of a urban umbrella. Customizable fabrics for the umbrella itself, like if you need something that's waterproof, go for maybe, I don't know, nylon, something like that. And if you needed, maybe something more for the sun, blocking out the sun, you can do something like that. Some of the options we have are a short blade, a flashlight, a rope, charging ports, heating pads, small storage compartments, like very small things, like maybe spare change you could put in there, really, not anything huge. Maybe a pocket knife you could fit. Also customizable embroidery if you want, that would be an option, but it would cost a little more. Just add your name on there, make sure everyone knows that's your umbrella, make that very simple so nothing gets confusing for anyone. And then overall the prices probably range from $20 for a basic, market umbrella, nothing really special about it. And then as you add on different upgrades or different customizations, that would go to $350. But really it's about the materials and the amount of customization you want in there. Of course, there's a point where you can't really add much more on, so we have to figure out what could fit in each umbrella and like what couldn't go with something else, because I'm sure, especially if we add USB ports, there could be a lot of issues with adding certain other things getting in the way of that. But besides that, that's really all I have down for this idea right now.
So I had two ideas, one problem. My first idea, which was the idea that I'm the most confident and kind of narrowed it down to, was to implement a program within my plumbing company to put people through trade school. This already exists. Companies put people through trade schools, but I'd want to have like an actual dedicated program where I can put my employees through and kind of in exchange for a certain tenure of time working for my company. And I mean, putting people through school, that's a big thing to do. I feel like I could earn my employees' loyalty. I know my employees are going to be knowledgeable because I'm putting them through school, and I can also kind of, maybe find like a system to where if they get good grades, they get bonuses. If they pass their tests with this, that, they get X, Y. And the goal is just to kind of get the employees to be the best they can be at their trade, build strong, reliable employees, and also just kind of aiding them through the entire licensing process. And that's kind of the idea that I will probably 100% have in my company in the future. My second is to build a kind of firm style plumbing company, kind of like a law firm, where once I have my plumbing company actually kind of solidified, a few years down the line, I would want to go out to other plumbing companies. Instead of buying their company, I would want to partner with them. Simple. And I've seen it in the construction world. It is a thing, but in specialized trades like subcontracting, where you're getting contracted from somewhere else, it's not really a thing to see specialized companies have a firm style approach. And I think that could be an interesting kind of cool way to build my company without actually having to have the money to go buy other companies. And so kind of just some of the problems I feel like I'd run to is just earning clients' trust. Why should people hire me, and how do I sell people on hiring my company over someone else? And that's just kind of the problems that I feel like I'm gonna have to overcome, or one of them that I feel like I'm gonna have to learn how to handle. Just so right now especially, I have so little experience. How am I gonna get people to trust me and want to hire my company to do work for them?